So I don't know exactly where I'm going to be going with this video, right? I'm not exactly sure where I'll be going with this video today, but what I do know is I just couldn't be bothered to record. I won't lie, I couldn't be bothered, couldn't be asked. But for me, I just wanted to just take the opportunity just to press record, just to press record and just to talk, share my thoughts, what I'm currently feeling, why I'm feeling that way. And then yeah, just drop some realness, man, because it's all well and good, you know, me telling you to build your personal brand, use LinkedIn, you know, focus on profile raising, being more visible. And, you know, being visible is so important. It's incredibly important, but being visible alone is not going to get you to where you think you need to go, right? Like, you could be visible, but for all the wrong reasons. You can be visible, but you can be visible, but you don't have anything to offer. You're just well known. You're known, but you don't necessarily have a thing that makes people gravitate towards you, apart from the fact that you are known. And I suppose the way that this world is going, right, being visible is great. But as I mentioned before, with the rise of AI, everyone can become visible. It will be easy for everyone to be visible. But my particular sort of thought process and my worry is that there's people who have the skills, they have the expertise, they have the knowledge, they have even the confidence, but they choose to not present themselves in the best way possible for opportunity, right? And for me, I'm just trying to position it in a way that makes the most sense, where I can just get my words out, because it can be sort of frustrating, right? I think frustrating is the word I want to use, because the way that I have seen where things are going right now, it's becoming quite scary, I would say, if I'm being quite honest with you, because not only is it becoming a lot more easier to be visible, but I suppose there's people who aren't necessarily utilizing the tools that can help them to be more visible, to get them opportunities. All the time I'm hearing about job losses or people looking for jobs and just rejection after rejection, right? And it can be a lot. It can be a lot when you're looking to push forward and to pursue your goals, your dreams and your ambitions, and you just keep on getting rejected after, and you know what I mean? Just pure rejections. And with that, it's like a lot of the time, you know what you need to do. A lot of the time, you know what you need to do to give yourself a better opportunity. And then you decide not to, and then you will complain as to why these things keep happening, right? And it's no fault of their own, to be fair. We have been sort of raised in a way to think that that's the way to go, but I don't know where I really got that sort of idea from, where you need to be willing to do the things that people aren't thinking to do or willing to do, because ultimately, with that sort of mindset, that's something that's helped me throughout my whole life in terms of always moving forward. And despite the ups and downs of entrepreneurship, I'll get into that shortly, but despite the ups and downs, I'm always someone that can see where there's opportunity for me to showcase my ability in a way that other people aren't thinking to do or willing to do. I'm willing to put the work in. And as I mentioned, I didn't want to record, but for me, I know exactly where these 1,000 days are going to lead to. Like, I can literally see it and envision exactly what the process is. The roadmap is crystal clear for me. All I need to do is just commit to the consistency that I've set myself, and it's a done deal, right? So that's the thing that motivates me and inspires me the most to remain disciplined in the pursuit of greatness, because I know exactly where it leads to. I spent a considerable amount of time laying down the sort of groundworks, the framework, the methodology, the whole roadmap is done. And it, like I said, it just comes down to me just pushing forward and doing it. And I feel I feel sometimes when it comes down to raising the importance of being both visible and credible, I don't think many people are taking it as seriously as they should, right? I don't think people are taking it as seriously as they should. And it's disheartening when you can see in real time the fact that those people that you know they can do it. I think that's the worst thing. And I would say I've been like that at some stage. Before everything, before I moved into, working for myself and business, I've always sort of, as I mentioned in previous videos, scared to take action more so, or to do more. And my personal sort of problem with that is that I was scared of success, I would say. I was scared to be successful. And it's a weird one, because it's like, how can you be weird? How can you be scared to be successful? How can you have the fear of being successful? And it was like, knowing that I have the sort of skills, the expertise, the sort of personality, like everything going for me, but the thought of me doing it and it not going to plan, I think is what scared me the most. And I think that's probably the case with a lot of us and a lot of people navigating now, right? But as I mentioned in my Substack as well, ever since I was in Daniel Priestley's workshop and he spoke about the importance of building your personal brand and utilizing AI before it gets to the point where it's just far too late. That for me was the real kick that I needed to realize that even myself, with my sort of skills and my expertise and how I'm positioning myself, even I don't have time. I'm literally in the same boat as you when it comes down to the deadline that I speak about. And I speak about this deadline in almost every video, because it is so necessary that we get to the point where we buckle up, because the way that this place is going, it's not going to get any easier. And it doesn't help when we are not giving ourselves a fighting chance to navigate in this new job market and this new economy, because ultimately, when it even comes down to jobs, it will just be a case of, how are you using AI? What are you using AI for? Have you been using AI for this? Have you been using AI for that? And every single industry, you are going to have to learn or know how to use these tools, right? So that's one thing. But then the other thing, if you are not being seen by the right people, no one can find you when they Google your name. I've done a video on it previously. I showed you literally what it looks like when people search my name. And like I said, I worked on that for years, I would say. I worked on that in terms of building these sort of foundations of what it means for people to be able to search my name when I come up straight away, because that part is the visibility aspect. That's only one piece of the puzzle. You need to then think to yourself, okay, now people can find me. What are people actually saying about me? Can they advocate for me? Can they vouch for me, as I mentioned? And I feel that the content game is now a sort of opportunity for all of us. It's a big opportunity for all of us, because, as I mentioned, the surge of AI, the amount of AI videos and content that's being produced, it's never been a better time to just press record on a camera and just speak your truth and just be honest. And I'm not saying every single video you need to just be there just talking about your life, like showcase who you are, but also share some gems, share some insights, share some knowledge with the people that need to hear it, and more so the people that would want to invest in you as well. The people that would want to pay for your offers and your services because they can actually see that not only are you a real person at that, but you're genuine in what you're saying. You actually want to help people. You actually want to make a difference, and you're not necessarily doing it just for yourself, right? And that's the thing that people want in a growth partner, a business partner, someone that they work with for, you know what I mean, when they're looking for someone for business. Can this person get the job done? That's number one. And then all the other stuff, like are they actually cool? Are they nice? Are they friendly? Do they have manners? Like all that stuff is also very important, but it's aligned with the whole elements of what it means to be a credible person. And it's about also being the same person you are online as you are offline, right? Plenty of times you'll come across people online and then you're thinking, okay. And then when you see them in real life, it's not the same person, and it's quite interesting. And I always aim to be the same person, because why would I not be the same person? I talk about the same stuff all the time. I'm just trying to let people know the importance of personal branding, your business brand. What are you doing that can help you elevate both of them in a way that makes it useful for you, in a way that not only makes you well known and makes you visible, but also credible enough where people are willing to pay you for your services, your offering, your knowledge, your expertise, right? And I think when it comes down to everything, to be fair, I think I'm just particularly worried that some people are not going to realize until it's too late. And not to say there won't be other opportunities or there won't be any other sort of, you know, gold mine or gold rush of opportunity in another realm, or another sort of practice. But right now, I just keep seeing too many people losing their jobs and looking for jobs that they can't find anything. And they're not using platforms, like I said, like LinkedIn. They're not going to networking events. They're not meeting people in person to just build the connections. And I hear it. The last thing you want to be hearing when you're looking for jobs and you're just facing rejections is, you need to post on LinkedIn. Just go on LinkedIn, just connect with a few people, because it's not as straightforward as that. It's not as straightforward as that. And I feel sometimes I'm guilty in presenting it like it's something very much simple, because it's not. It's the building blocks of what you can do to then allow yourself to get these opportunities. But all I can say is that it's better to start sooner rather than later, because as far as I'm concerned, LinkedIn is still untapped. It's still an untapped platform where people are not necessarily using it in a way to align themselves for jobs or align themselves for more opportunity. That, I suppose, comes with practice, and it comes with more repetition and that level of consistency as mentioned. But ultimately, all it comes down to is just really just connecting with the right people and just being visible, sharing insights with people, showcasing how knowledgeable you are in that particular sort of field or industry, right? There's so many sort of ways you can break through, but the way it's just archaic of just thinking you can just apply to one job and you're just going to get the job and that's it. It doesn't work like that anymore. And even more so, it's even more scary when people are losing their roles and losing their jobs, and then that's the only stream of income they have, right? And by no means am I saying to be an entrepreneur or work for yourself if you don't want to, because that's a whole new ball game in itself. Let me get into that one now. Like honestly, like the other day, I had like fantastic news and results from a client. So I was chuffed. The work that I put in is starting to pay off. So that's obviously really good news. But then the day after that, I just was feeling quite down. And then it's not on the sort of vibe of to feel sorry for me. It's not that at all. it's just a point to be made that in business, in being an entrepreneur or working for yourself, there's so many ups and downs. There's so many ups and downs. It's a job. And with that, it just comes down to what are you willing to do to ensure that you commit to what you said you're going to commit to and just do it anyway because you said that you're going to do it. And that comes down to everything. It comes down to your client work. It comes down to the admin that you need to do. It comes down to the outsourcing and making sure that that is covered and you're paying the people that you're working with in good timing as well. It's a lot of things that you need to consider when you decide to take this leap and to also be not only accountable for yourself, but also accountable in order to get to the path and get to the place that you want to get to in life, right? And fortunately, I would say it's my background in PR where it's helped me a lot with the elements of wanting to work for myself and having that level of accountability and that perseverance and that level of consistency. And like, if you fall down, you get back up straight away, you keep going, you don't give up, you don't quit. And like, even working in PR, like the hours is crazy anyway in itself. You're always working because when you think about the 24/7 sort of news cycle, there's always stuff going on. You're always alert to things. You're always looking into how this story can be positioned into a actual sort of thing that can align with your client, like how it makes sense, how you can connect the dots for you to get opportunity for your client. So with that, it really aligns with where I'm at now because I'm always working. I'm always working, not only because I love what I do and I enjoy what I do, but I know what the bigger picture looks like. I have it all lined up and written down, like, honestly. And even these videos, I do other sort of videos as well, just to kind of talk more directly as and when, just to be honest and forthcoming with how far I'm going and how far I got to go as well. And then just to hold myself accountable at all times. And I think with that, I'm not saying to become an entrepreneur. I'm not saying to leave your job and be a business owner or whatever the case. Do whatever it is that makes you happy, right? That brings you joy. Just don't cripple yourself into thinking that there's only one way to get to your destination, because I assure you there isn't. And I suppose it was through my experiences where I realized that there's different ways and different avenues of getting to your destination. You just need to be just smart with it, and you need to be understanding that sometimes you have to go against the grain if you want to get different results. And I know that with me dropping these daily videos and dropping these daily insights with you, that time that I'm working and I'm learning and I'm studying on all the things that I enjoy and all the things I'm passionate about and all the things I'm skilled in as well, for me, I just enjoy the process of always learning and always improving. Unfortunately, that will put me in a fantastic position once these 1,000 days are complete. But all I can say, and you don't even need to do the 1,000 days. You don't need to do consistent daily long form content like that. I'm not saying that you need to do that. But what I am saying is that if you are looking to secure yourself for what the new couple years have to offer, if you're looking to be more secure in your job, if you're looking to have an opportunity to leverage for more opportunity, if there's anything, if you're completely fine in your role and you don't have any intentions of doing anything else, and that's completely fine, because no one is forcing you to, you know what I mean? No one's forcing me to do this. It's only because I understood that a lot of the skills and a lot of the expertise that I have can help so many people. And with that, it's helped me so much as well. Within a short space of time, I can tell you that it's helped me a lot. And now all I can do now is just continue on the pursuit of sharing my ideas and showcasing what I can do and my expertise and documenting the journey, because ultimately and sadly, I suppose, it won't be until there's a big shift that happens in my life where then people are going to actually start taking this stuff serious. And by that time, the amount of work you need to do to even scratch the surface from that time, right? It's a long journey. And fortunately for me, if I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. That's why, even despite the fact that I couldn't be bothered to record today, I had to, because even if it's a case of me not even showcasing any updates or showcasing any insights in terms of how you can build your personal brand or your business brand as well, sometimes it's more just a case of sharing my story and letting you know that you can do everything that you want to do. It just comes down to what are you willing to do in order to get it right. And for me, I'm willing to do this. I'm more than willing to do this because it's possible, right? And not only does it align with the level of visibility that is required to take things to the next level, but when it's all said and done, and then people are then able to see that, you know what, this person here is actually not someone that's just visible, but he also has a lot to offer. He has a lot to share, and he has a lot of things he wants to do in order to help other people in their pursuit of becoming more visible and credible as well, right? And that's why it's going to work. That's why without a shadow of a doubt it's going to work. So I'm no longer on the sort of idea of needing to do the most, I would say, to get more eyes on me, because as long as I follow on this approach and this model and it aligns with everything else as well, then we're good to go. You have all of the insights and my sort of knowledge in every video that I'm dropping, right? And sometimes like this video, it's just for me to just talk and just to vent and just um to get my thoughts out there. However, if you're watching this and you're really taking in what I'm telling you, then those are gems that you can incorporate in your life for years to come. And ultimately, all it comes down to, if you go away with anything, just remember, visibility is important, but credibility is currency. That is the currency that will set you apart from everyone, right? That is what you need to also consider on your pursuit, no matter what you're doing, right? And I would say, don't let it be too late. Don't let it be too late. If you got this far, then you obviously want to do better. You obviously want to improve on your situation, and you obviously want to become the person that you're meant to be, right? And for me, I still got a long way to go. But from where I was when I started this whole journey back in July 2024, the amount of things that's happened on a positive, I can't knock it. Like, honestly, it's a blessing. I thank God always, because I don't know how I would have been able to get to the position I'm in now if it wasn't for God. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm always grateful. And for me, it's like, if I've managed to do all of that on my own accord within a short space of time, then what will happen if I am literally visible and putting myself out there for 1,000 days, right? And that's what you have to think to yourself. And I'm not even pressed about, getting to that place that I'm trying to get to immediately. we got time. I got time to learn. I got time to make mistakes. I got time to grow and develop in real time, right? And this is the whole point of me documenting, because you're going to see this in real time, and all the stuff that I've been saying and the stuff I've been preaching about for forever, it will be a thing where it's just like, okay, now it makes sense. And then all of this stuff will just be used as a backlog of documentation of some of the gems that I've been sharing on this channel, right? So ultimately, yeah, man, it's just an opportunity just to kind of vent and share my thoughts. I feel a lot lighter now that I'm kind of speaking, and now that I've kind of, you know, let my sort of frustrations out in an eloquent way. I would say eloquent way. But I say eloquent. But either way, if you got this far, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know that you are rocking with what I'm doing, and yeah, just be sure to just focus on what you need to do. Like, if you know that these jobs aren't giving you these opportunities right now through you just applying, go on LinkedIn, speak with people directly, speak to people and have those conversations. If you're thinking that, you know what, a lot of people know me, but I don't know how to convert that into natural sales, reposition yourself, put yourself in a position where you can actually start to speak with those people, where you can see their pain points and you can see what you can offer in exchange. What do you think they would be willing to exchange their money for your services? What can you provide? What is that middle ground that you're able to offer, where it's a mutually beneficial relationship? Because that's all it is, really. It's all about being mutually beneficial. And once you get to that stage, then it's a done deal, because both people are happy, both parties are happy. So as long as both parties are happy, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. But yeah, I think that's it for today. I think that's it. But it's one of those videos that it's not to be sort of looked at as, what, I'm going to learn about these top 5 tips about what I need to do to improve myself, or personal branding, or any of that stuff. It's more just the realness of what is really going on right now, and what you need to be preparing for if you are looking to future-proof yourself. Because out of everything I've said, all it comes down to is making sure that you can future-proof yourself in this life. But all in all, you know what? I'm gonna do some more videos, because it's important. It's important, and I realize that through the process of the days that I'm tired, or can't be bothered, or can't be asked, more often than not, it's not really for me. It's not really for me, as much as it's good for me, because it's like therapy for me. I get to just talk and share my sort of ideas and my frustrations, my experiences, my highs, my lows, all that sort of stuff. But it's also something you can take away from everything and realize that I'm not doing anything mad. I promise you, I'm not doing anything out of the ordinary. All I'm doing is just showing a bit level of consistency that's turning heads, and I'm just recording content. That's all I'm doing in the grand scheme of things, right? And if I can just do one a day, then you can do it as well, if you want to, right? And I'm going to do another video regarding needs versus wants. I think I've been wanting to do that video for a while, but I think it's time for me to kind of share my experiences as to why exactly that's so important to me. So on that note, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Bless up, man. Look after yourself.